All right, we are back, and you should now understand how to use the cite option as one of the tools. So this will help with your citations. All of these tools are extremely helpful. It doesn't leave you high and dry and not understand how to do anything. All of these things that you see over here on the tools bar, they are there for that sole purpose. They're there to help make your life simpler. So please, by all means, use that option so that you are prepared the best that you can be. Okay, we're going to go use our back arrow again, and then you are back to your listing of 14 articles, which now we're down to 13, even though that 14th one still is there. We know we've already used that. So if you wanted to go and search any of the rest of these, all you do is once again is click the link that is the title. All for the option of water pollution in the United States. You can come up and change that again if you're still looking, if you're not happy with the results that it produced once you skim or scan those articles, then you can come back up to your search box and you could go back to just water pollution. And remember, all those helping terms will come up as well, and those indeed might provide you with a huge amount of resources as well. So we have used Academic Search Complete. We have done a search for water pollution and then water pollution in the United States. We've talked about why, as a college student, you need to use academic resources. We've shown you how you can stay with your content, whether you choose to print it, whether you choose to email it to yourself, or whether you choose to save it on a flash drive. And then we have also shown you the option to use our citing tool so that it will help you in completing that references page at the end of your paper. So at this point we are going to once again use our back arrow, and it didn't behave, so we're going to go back to our A to Z list. And if you have from high school or from other classes here at Ivy Tech, if you have a favorite database that you have repetitively used and you have gotten good results with the content you found, then I would welcome you back to this particular area. And if you want to just investigate a specific academic database, then this is where you need to be, that A to Z list, and select from the letters of the alphabet. We're going to go back one more screen, and this time we are going to move back up here into the rectangular search bar where we have a blank search screen, and then we have an advanced search, IvyCat search, or a publication finder. We're going to spend more of our time on IvyCat and then also using the search box. So when we use Discover, we are going to be able to find material again on our topic of water pollution, but it will be pulling from many more sources than it did when we were using Academic Search Complete. So we are going to use that search box and again type in water pollution, not Watergate like it started to offer me, but water pollution. And once again we're going to come over to that search bar and click search. And here we are. So what it has done is over here on the left, it tells us that we can limit IVCAT results, or we can allow it to show all things. So IVCAT is our online catalog of books. So what we are going to see, or what we have the potential to see, is finding results that are not just for the Lawrenceburg and Batesville campus, but we may find some resources for Bloomington or Evansville or Fort Wayne. So right now we have found a huge amount. If my commas are in the right spot, we have found 376,000 plus pieces of content for you to use. And we've already had that discussion that is way too many for the amount of pages that you need to produce in your research paper. So what I'm going to suggest is that we click on Only Show IVCAT Results. And now we're down to a much more manageable number of 103. And these are 9 times out of 10, these are going to be book results. They could also be audio results. They could be video or DVD results, but the majority of them are going to be books. So once again, we're going to pay particular attention to the main section here in the middle. And we don't see a lot of information right now about the book itself, but one thing that we quickly can see is that for wetland, for water population control, this is actually an electronic resource. So this is going to be an ebook, and it tells us that the status and the location is ebook. It gives us a call number, but we don't really need to worry about that. And then it is a e-resource. So we're going to click again on the title, just like we did when we were looking for articles. And we get additional information here. We see who the author is. We see that this e-resource is in the 2nd edition. It was not indeed published in the United States. Rather, it was published in Amsterdam by a company called Elsevier. So Elsevier is the publisher, and we see the publication date as 2016. So just a little bit older than the academic journal article we found in the other part of the catalog. And to access that, you literally do just exactly what it says. You click here to access the book through eBook Central. And eBook Central is one of our vendors that we use. So I've clicked that button, and it appears. So you have the option to download the book or to read it online. You see the cover of the book. So if we had the cover of the book in our hand, that's exactly what it would look like. And as we scroll down our page, we see that we have the table of contents for the book. So we have the intro pages. If we continue to scroll down, I bet we're going to find an index. So the physical book itself had an index. So even here on the e-resource, you still have access to that. We can click on the title of the section of the book, which was the index, and it goes right ahead and brings us directly to the index for the book. So if you are looking for specifically some part of water pollution, there's a good chance that it makes a lot more sense for you to come directly to the index, look up what that might be. listed in alphabetical order, and then to literally go to that particular page in the book. So if we're looking for aeration of activated sludge, not exactly a riveting topic, but we see that that is on page 92. So in the top right hand corner, you see that we are currently on page 511 of 529. We can click in there and it takes page 511 away, and now we have the opportunity to type in the page that we want and hit enter, and it takes us to and shows us page 92. So I believe it was aeration. So as we skim along, if you find that section on aeration and the activated sludge, which is right here at the bottom of the page, that is the content, at least for that page, that contains information on activated sludge with regard to aeration. So you can get rid of this here and it will make the page easier to see perhaps. We have our toolbar this time in the top, across the top, so we can go ahead and do a full download. I am not going to do that. We can convert it to a PDF. We can copy it. We can print it. Keep in mind, if you're printing though in that good old faithful copyright area, you probably are not going to want to print more than 40 pages, or you could potentially be in violation of copyright. So, and if you've used the index appropriately, there's not going to be any need to print 40 pages. So I do not, this is the only thing I will tell you that I do not recommend that you use, and that is the add to bookshelf. So you can highlight, you can add a note, you can increase the size of the font or shrink it, and that is how you use an e-resource from eBook Central. And there is no extra login required with eBook Central. Some of our ebook vendors do require that you create a username and a password. That is by all means acceptable, but eBook Central is not one that requires that. So it is very seamless for you to get to the book that you might have found that you're interested in. And we're almost out of time on this recording, so we will stop this one and pick up where we left off.